Shalom, shalom, shalom. Okay. This is the branch of GMS in Montreal. Okay, we're out here to do a lesson dealing with the tribe of Levi. Okay, which are you so-called Haitians today, and is scattering around the earth. Okay, Levi is a very important tribe. Levi is the priests of the nation of Israel. And when we look at our people, we can clearly see how they have fallen to such a low estate, and that's based upon the wickedness of our people, because our people refuse to turn to Yahweh Shemi Shai, but rather go deeper into wickedness. Okay, so I'm gonna get Salaki. Let's give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kodash, the water, brother. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son. Okay, and Akim means brothers in the ancient Hebrew. Okay, so let's start with Genesis 49. Okay, we're going to deal with the tribe of Levi.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations.
Now, Simeon are the so-called Dominicans. Okay, Levi are the so-called Haitians. The reason why it calls them brethren is because they're on the same island. All of the 12 tribes are brethren, but Levi and Simeon are on the same exact island. Okay, so it's just showing you the closeness of those brothers. Okay, go ahead.
It says, instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret.
Now, instruments of cruelty are in their habitation. That's twofold, because you have the time, the story of Dinah, their sister, right, of the Israelites. Matter of fact, Mabukusha, get that, all right? And Simeon and Levi, they did something, okay? They got together, they did something to the Hamites at that particular time. Okay, and by the way, what they did was not righteous. Even though it was a heathen nation, it was not righteous because a covenant was already made. So it was really a wicked act, what they did.
Build it up.
Yeah, you can build it up.
All right, this is in Genesis 34 and verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Sheshan, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel.
Right, so that particular Canaanite, he grabbed Dinah and dealt with her. Okay? I mean dealt with her, I mean he slept with her. Okay? And then the custom back then was you sleep with a woman, that becomes your wife. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Sheshan longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife.
So okay, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and
go up a bit where you go back up a verse.
Okay, it says, and Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Sheshan longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife.
Well, that's it. Now that's dealing with that's the father of the particular Hamite that took Dinah at that time. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get your possessions therein.
Keep going.
And Sheshem said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Sheshem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because ye had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if you will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, we will dwell with you, and we will become one people.
So that's a covenant right there. Okay, that's a covenant. All right, so they made an agreement, and as it said, they answered them deceitfully. They said, okay, we're going to get together, and no problem. As long as you get circumcised, we'll give you our daughters, and you can give us your daughters, and we'll become as one people. Okay, which was a lie, which was deceitful. Go ahead.
I'm going to jump verse 17. But if you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. And these words pleased Hamor and Sheshem, Hamor's son. I'm going to jump to verse 24. And unto Hamor and unto Sheshem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males.
See, so Simeon and Levi got together to do that act of putting them to death, which was wicked, which was going off. Okay? But they did that as brethren. Because why did they get together? Because guess what? They were close back then. Okay? Just like they're in close proximity now. But they're really not close. They're really against each other right now. Okay, and that goes back to the curses. Okay, thine eyes shall be what? Evil toward thy brethren. Go ahead.
It says, verse 26, And they slew Hamor and Sheshem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Sheshem's house and went out.
Right. Okay, and even from the Levites that I know, a lot of them, or not necessarily Levites, but amongst Levi and Simeon, there's a lot of people out here that are half Dominican and half Haitian. A lot. Okay, why? Because they're right on the same island. All right, you brothers seen that, right? A lot of those people that are half Dominican, so-called half, right, half Simeon, because really there's no such thing as being half of anything. What I mean by that is, I mean either their father and their mother's either Dominican, and then the father will be Haitian, or the mother will be Haitian and the father will be Dominican. There's a lot of that going on because they're in close proximity.
So back to Genesis 49 and 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren, issues of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret unto their assembly, mine honor, be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel.
Right. So based upon what they did back then, right? Jacob, which is our forefather, he was giving us prophetic things that would happen to us. One of the prophetic things that happened to Simeon and Levi, mainly Levi, okay, they were scattered amongst the tribes, mainly Levi, okay. Now, what was one of the main things that made Levi scattered amongst the tribes? The fact that they were the priests. Okay, that was the main thing. Okay, but then after that, right, they were against the scattered. You got Levites all over the place. Okay, matter of fact, get me Deuteronomy 18 and 1 Amos Baba Kusha. Deuteronomy 18 and 1. Matter of fact, you know what? Oh, you got it? Matter of fact, you know what? I'll get it, brother. It's okay. I'll get it because you know why? It's kind of a long thing to read. Unless you have it already and you want to go get that.
Deuteronomy 18 and 1.
Yes. That's right.
Good. I got it right now.
Because this brother's not English, but this brother's mostly French, you know. So bear with this brother.
priests, the Levite, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offering of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance.
Okay, right. So the Levites, it said what? They will have no inheritance. And what's the main part of an inheritance? The land. Okay, so that when you look at a map of Israel, if I have the map here, you look at the map of Israel, there's no land of Levi. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna get a map. Oh, you got one. It'll be on point. All right, there's no land of Levi. Okay. Okay. All right. So look at this. Okay. See Judea. That's basically the land of Judah. Okay. And then you had Simeon, which was down here south of Judah. Okay, then you got the land of Ephraim is up here. Okay, and your Benjamin was there amongst Judah as well. And up here you had Naphtali and these different northern tribes up here. And on this side you had Gad, you had Reuben, you had Manasseh, the half tribe of Manasseh. Then you had the other half tribe on this side. There's no part in this image where there's the land of Levi. Okay? Which this doesn't even really say Judah, Benjamin, Levi. You can see Ephraim, you can see Judea is another way of saying Judah. Okay? The land of Judah. Alright, but certain maps you'll look at it, it'll say Judah, it'll say Benjamin, the land of Benjamin, and really show you where everything is. But there's no land of Levi because of what the brother's reading. Read that again, brother. Nice and slow.
The priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offering of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance.
Right. So even their meat was basically given to them because of the offerings, the sacrifices. Okay, they were able to eat parts of that. You see what I'm saying? For themselves. And they got the best parts. Okay? They were living in the best parts of the lands and they got the best parts. That's what the Levites got. Because what does the word Levi mean?
Lawyer.
Right.
Join unto who?
Join unto who? Join unto
Yahweh Shem Shai.
Join unto Yahweh Shem Shai. Because that's where you get the term lawyer. The lawyer is between you and the judge. You see? Who's the judge? The Most High. Right? You can't go to a court and think you're just gonna go if you didn't study law and think you're just gonna represent yourself like that. Depending on what the case is, you might end up in a bad situation because you don't understand the terminologies. Okay.
This is Malachi 2 and verse 4. And you shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, said the Lord of hosts. Verse 6, the law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity.
Right. So Levi was a beautiful tribe, and really we're going to get back to that beauty in the kingdom. Okay. Right now, the only ones that are beautiful are the brethren. The brothers. This brother's a Levite, that brother's a Levite. Okay, the brothers that are in the truth. Okay? But these regular Haitians out here, man, they're wicked. They're all kind of madness. Just like Benjamin and Judah and Ephraim and Issachar, they're all into wickedness. But one thing you notice, right? You deal with the land of Hispaniola, which is where Dominican Republic is and where Haiti's at. Who was getting all them curses? Who did the earthquake hit? Huh? Who's the poorest on the Western Hemisphere? It doesn't speak about Dominican Republic. It speaks about Haiti. Haiti's getting their ass beat by Yahweh Shem Shai, by the Most High. Because you were the priest, and now instead of being continuing as the priest, You're all into voodoo. You're all into voodoo, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. It's wicked. You brothers to speak about, your experiences, man. You family members we were talking about the other day.
The Levi's, they enjoy doing that.
Real quick, what's the
Levi's, they enjoy doing that voodoo. Even doing that voodoo. Like they say, they have a zeal of God, but not in truth, So that's kind of part of the curse. Going back to doing voodoo, that's a big part of the Levi beliefs. All sorts of madness, like they give food to the spirits and shit. All sorts of madness, man. Conjuring demons. So, they even, when that earthquake happened, you had even Esau saying, one of the reasons why what happened is because they trusted in their voodoo. That's right. Esau was saying that. Remember that? He was saying that in the news.
Yeah, the devil said that. I remember that. That preacher.
Yeah, that preacher.
And that's the devil saying that. So if the devil's saying that, then you know it's bad. Okay? And then the thing is this, Esau's not getting hit. Esau's the top witch on the earth right now.
That's right.
He's not getting hit with no earthquakes because he's not an Israelite. He's not of the tribes. Not only are you Levites of the tribes, you were the priests. The scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. So you're doing all that. Of course the Lord is vexed at you, man. And you can see he's mad at Levi. He's angry at the Levites right now. They be catching nothing but hell.
Got a piece of it.
Go ahead, bro.
Deuteronomy 10 and 9. Wherefore, Levi had no part, no inheritance with his brethren. The Lord is the inheritance according as the Lord thy God promised him.
Yeah. He got the best of everything, man. He was in the suburbs. But I want to deal with the fact of you want to say something?
Go quick,
God, I have a precept first. Let me get my precept and I'm gonna let you get that one. This is Leviticus 19 and 31. It says, matter of fact, I'll start at 31. It says, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh, your power. Okay, so the scriptures, the law clearly tells us not to go around people who are dealing with familiar spirits, which is demonic entities, man. Okay, or wizards or witches, and that's what it is. It's wizardry. It's on the left hand side. It's through Satan. It's not through the Most High. It's not through Yahweh Shai. Okay, see, Yahweh Shai is on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father. Okay, and Satan is on the left hand side of the Heavenly Father. Okay. If you're going through Satan, you're going up another way. You're going up a way that is not good. Just right. And the Lord is angry with that. See, Esau has to go through Satan because Yahweh Shai is not dealing with him. Yahweh Shai is our power. Yahweh Shai was sent to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. And eventually all Israel. But you decide to go through Satan. It doesn't make any sense. You got something to say, bro?
They rely on these familiar spirits seeking after wizards to get up in society. They think that's actually what's going to deliver them. So they're actually, a lot of them are just blind.
Yeah, well, that's what it's about. It's all about getting forward in this world. Because who is this world given to? It's given to the prince of the power of the air. So you do that, you will get certain places in society. People will gravitate to you. Because these people are of darkness. When you come to the light, a lot of people are going to kind of shun you because they can feel that spirit of light. And they don't like the light. They like the darkness. You see, if Jake was into if some of these Jakes was into the voodoo, they weren't getting any girls, guess what? They'll start getting all kind of women. They'll start getting all kind of women. Because they like that demonic spirit. Okay, so you can win that way, but it's at the end of the day, it leads to what? Destruction. Okay? went for a very short period of time now. What was I going to say? You can get a Leviticus 20 and 6, brother. Leviticus 20 and 6. You had a precept too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you get your precept first, brother.
All right. This is Malachi chapter 2 and verse 8. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts.
You've broken the covenant. The Lord had a covenant with you. The brother just read, Almas pulled out the fact that the Lord had a covenant with you. And the brother Zakar just read that you broke the covenant, man. That's an offense. And the Lord is angry at that, man.
Therefore, verse 9, therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people.
Right. Ooh, you see that? And it's not Levi contemptible and based amongst all the tribes right now.
All the tribes right now.
Even the tribes look down on Levi, man. I'm talking about Judah, I'm talking about Benjamin, I'm talking about Ephraim, all them tribes. Okay? It's not a good thing right now in society to be a Levite, although Levi is a very, very important tribe and a great people. You know how much great men are Levites? Moses, we could stay here all night. Jeremiah, we'll be here all day. But the point is this. Look at how far you've fallen. Okay? Even me, as a Benjamite, right? I know one of the sayings, this is pretty much the only thing that people used to say. They didn't really have too much clever things to say. It's the only thing they really used to say. Haitians don't know how to match. I didn't know what that meant, but me coming up, I'm like, okay, like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And then I became real cool. One of my best friends was a Levite, so anytime I hear somebody talking about Levi, me and my other Benjamin friend be cursing them out because one of my close friends was a Levite. But it's just a thing of an ingrained ideology that really the Lord put there to shame the tribe of Levi because of the wickedness, man. And then you go outside and you see more Levites doing, walking with their pants sagging, crazy dreads, which Benjamin does the same thing. But anytime we see our people acting like that, it's not a good feeling. It's a vexation. Because it represents you to some degree. So, what you got, bro?
Yep. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways and have been partial in the law.
All right. That's it. And then part of the ways we just read it is to shun witches and wizards, man. Scripture says, suffer not a witch to live. And that's a major thing going on there. Major. Right? Oh, weren't you just telling me before? That before they do that?
Yeah, before they practice that voodoo, they have to, that's a voodoo priest guy told me that years ago, that before they do the voodoo, they have to ask God for forgiveness because they know they're doing wrong,
Yeah. So that's heavy.
That's heavy.
Right? Oh, remember when we were at camp? Remember those two witches came back?
Oh, yeah.
There's two Levites that passed by camp. I don't know, maybe a few, like 7 months ago. I don't know how long. It was a while ago. Okay, two Levites. Okay, and they looked and they were looking at the signs. You can see they had a dark countenance. They were looking at the signs and they looked at the sign of Yahweh Shai with the green garment. Okay, that we have by camp. They said, "Who's this? Who's that? Who's that?" He didn't want to hear nothing else. He said, "Who's this?" Okay, so they said, "Oh, that's Yahweh Shai. That's the son of the Heavenly Father." He said, "That's the enemy spirit." Okay, and that means what? Amongst the witches, they know that Yahweh Shai is coming back to take them out.
That's right.
That's what he said. He said that he wears green. And he saw it. We didn't point at Cesare Borgia. He didn't point at the so-called white Jesus with Cesare Borgia. No, that's a friendly spirit. He pointed at the image of Yahweh Shai, the white woolly hair, the green garment, the dark skin, the red, the eyes like a flame of fire. The golden girdle. So that's showing you right there that what you're doing is directly against Yahweh Shai. That's enough said.
Right.
This is why these things are happening, man. So if you're a Levite out there, man, and you think you still acting like that, you better wake the hell up, man, and come back to who you are, man. And that goes for all the tribes, but we're focusing on Levi right now, man. We got a lot of Levites out here in Montreal, man. You got anything, bro? Leviticus 26.
Yeah, I got it here.
Go ahead.
This is Leviticus 20 and verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul. I will cut him off from among his people.
This is what's happening. This is why the Lord's face is set against you. Okay? Because you're into that. And not just that, there's other things. The Catholic is the same. Listen, Catholic is just ain't much far away from being a damn voodoo priest, man. It's all witchcraft, man. All them idols they have up in there.
Oh my God.
Okay, the beads. What's that about? Okay, because that whole image of Mary and the child, that goes back to Semiramis and Tammuz, man, which goes back to what's that called? The ancient Babylonian Empire, not the Neo-Babylonian Empire, the ancient Babylonian Empire, where they were building the Tower of Babel, man, with Nimrod. So that's still wicked. That's still witchcraft to a certain degree. Of course, that's witchcraft, but there's a deeper level. There's always levels, man. There's always levels. Because that you're kind of ignorant of it, right? Kind of ignorant. They don't know what they're doing. They think they're dealing with the Bible, but they're not. But then there's a side where it's like I'm just going straight through. It's like a Papa Shango. So, what you got, bro?
I'm looking for a precept. Oh, I got it. Call it, man. I should not shut. Okay, so this is Ezekiel 8 and 14. 8 and 13. He said unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. And this is Yahweh Shemashah's spirit showing Ezekiel the abominations that the people were doing. Namely the ancients. It says verse 14, then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz.
Oh, Tammuz. All right, now Tammuz is what? Didn't I just tell you? Yeah. The image of Mary and child that they have there is really of Semiramis and Tammuz. That has nothing to do with the Lord. That's why they always show them in that setting with Mary, as if Mary is not divine. Okay, Mary is just the mother of the Lord. So, okay, she's a special woman, but she's not divine. She's a woman that was chosen to have the Lord. Amongst women, that's special. Amongst women. Okay? But the lowest man is still over Mary. Okay? Judas Iscariot is still over Mary because Judas Iscariot is a man. You understand? The Lord made the order. He said the head is the most high, then there was Yahweh Shai, then there was the man, and then there was the woman. There ain't no, you can't disannul that, man. Except this one woman, she's right there right next to Yahweh Shai. No. That's confusion. What you got? That's it? Yeah. Okay, so let's deal with Exodus, the 24th chapter, the 8th verse. Matter of fact, you know what? No, before you get that, get Exodus 9 and 8, because one of the things that they do, with Levi, right? And the other tribes too, but you can see a whole bunch of videos of Levi doing it, because Levi is the most into that. They would get the blood and they would sprinkle the blood out, and they sacrifice the chicken or whatever, and they sprinkle the blood and all these different things, right? That's the priesthood does that too. Get read that. The priesthood did that too, but now they're not doing it on the right hand side through the Most High. They're doing it on the left hand side through Satan.
Exodus 9, verse 8. And the Lord said unto Moses and unto Aaron, furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it towards the heaven.
You sprinkling what? The blood. Sprinkle the blood towards the heaven, right? It said, no, excuse me, that's the ashes, right? Excuse me, Salakia, that wasn't the one that I wanted first, but that's okay. We'll stay there.
That was the ashes. Yeah.
That's okay. We'll stay there. Because don't they deal with the ash? Don't they be blowing the ash up? Don't they be rubbing themselves in the ash and blowing the ash up, beating the drums? Oh, hold on. Doesn't LeBron do that? That's witchcraft what that nigga does, man. When he comes in, he does his little ritual. Notice he does that shit 6 times. We counted it. Me and the brother, we watched it. We counted it. 6 times he does that. And then he blows the dust up. Read that again, bro.
Exodus 9:8. And the Lord said unto Moses and unto Aaron, take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it towards the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And it shall become small.
You don't gotta go too deep. You don't gotta raise this. No. I want Esau to get nervous.
And it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt, and shall be a ball breaking forth with plain upon man and upon beasts throughout the land of Egypt. God. And it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil breaking forth with plains upon man and upon beasts throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it up towards heaven, and it became a ball breaking forth with flames upon man and upon beasts. And the magician could not stand before Moses because of the boils.
Right. So in order for so that was a whole ritual that the Most High had Moses do for that spiritual power to come.
God, yeah.
Right? Because even Yahweh Shai, when he was healing the blind man, he spit in the soil or spit in something like that, spit in his eyes or something like that. He did a hole, put the mud on his eyes. Right? The Lord likes spectacles, man. So even that witchcraft, you got spectacles within that witchcraft. But like I said, they're doing it on the left-hand side rather than the right-hand side. So guess what? Guess who's more powerful? The right-hand side through Yahweh Shai's. Listen, the left hand is nothing compared to the right. Even there, get me the part where the snakes, where he ate up the snakes. That was a sign to show you, man. The left-hand side is not as strong as the right-hand side. Okay? Let me know you got that, bro. Matter of fact, you got it? Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 7 and verse 10. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent.
Right.
Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods.
Right. His rod became a serpent, and their rods became a serpent, those witches. But guess what? His rods swallowed up their rods. And they didn't really say how much serpents they had. But we know that serpent was mightier than all those serpents, which was the proof, or the testament that the right-hand side is much stronger than the left hand. You see, when the Lord starts to open up the spiritual power, Esau's going to see, man. Esau's going to see. Remember, people were getting healed by Peter's shadow. Just by touching the shadow, they were being healed. Okay?
This is Ecclesiastes 2:13, then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness.
Ooh, beautiful, right? This is light. The right hand side is light. The left hand side is darkness. You got something else? Okay. Let's get Exodus 24 and 8. Get Exodus 24 and 8.
Exodus 24 and verse 8. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words.
That's it. So there's the blood. That's what I want to get first. We're dealing with the sprinkling of the blood, right? Because that's another thing that they do. But like I said, they do that on the left-hand side. Now, the Most High, another way that, where you get the term of the crystal ball and all that, with the light coming from the ball, you can see things in the ball. That's what these TVs are. Okay? That's what these TVs are. But this is on the left-hand side. That's why it's called media. A medium. Media is a medium between what? The man and the spirit realm. Okay? Now I remember watching something about the TV and how its spiritual origins and how it had to do with the reason they were inventing it, and the idea of it had to do with the occult. You know, it had to do with going into the other side, you know, which we did that as Israelites on the right hand side. Okay, get me actually no, I can get it. First Samuel's 28, verse 6. And it says, And when Saul inquired of Yahweh, Yahweh answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. So the Lord can answer you by dreams, by the Urim and the Thummim, which Urim means light, okay, and then Thummim means perfection. So light and perfection. When you look at the TV and how everything is clear and you can see, you know, the guy's color, the color of his hair, right? When you see him on TV, you see him in person, he looks the exact same. That's the light and perfection. Okay? Guess what? Them Levites deal with that type of thing. Right? When you do that witchcraft, they deal with that. They can see on the other side. Listen, there's so much levels to these things. I mean, my Levite friend in the world, he used to tell me how, you know, you heard a story about in Haiti about werewolves jumping on over buildings and shit like that.
Yeah, you hear a lot about the werewolves. A lot of stories on werewolves. That's a common thing, you know.
Werewolf. They call it champouade. You know, they could transform into, you know, and just fly away, you know.
Yeah, that's heavy witchcraft right there, man.
You're also people flying. There are stories of people flying. People levitating, I should say.
Yeah. Right? And the scriptures say that we shall mount as eagle's wings. We're going to do that on the right hand side. You understand? And we don't need to sell our soul. We don't need to give up something for it. Because that all comes with a cost. All that left hand magic, that all comes with a cost. You don't just do it all, you know, put this potion. No, you got to give up some shit. Your mother might have to die. You know what I'm saying? You might have to become sick. You know what I'm saying?
Good precept.
Go ahead, bro.
Proverbs 14 and 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man.
That's right.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
Right. So you got to avoid that. And really, you should try to avoid people that are into that. Because that's a highly demonic spirit. And watch who you eat from, man. Watch the women you eat from. Okay? I don't even eat from women, man. Okay? See, I guess I gotta deal with her for 10 years, but I'm not planning on being here for 10 years, so that ain't gonna happen. That's right. You see how that works? So I'm not, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Because they be on some next level shit. Yeah. Yeah, put certain things and you be mixing things to make you fall in love. And you know she didn't look that good before, but now she looks like the top. You know what I mean? Exactly your type. You know? Just look at you, you get a feeling, you know? So this something's going on with that, man.
The red rice.
Yeah, the red. It's not jollof. It's not jollof, right? So why is it red? Right? It's not jollof. No, it's special Ricola. It's special. No, I'm not hungry. So Samuel was trying to inquire of the Lord, but guess what? He couldn't go through. He wasn't talking. So what was his alternative? Since the Lord wasn't responding to him from Urim and Thummim, you get that account, you know. He went the other route. He went the left hand. He couldn't find the Lord through the right hand because the Lord drew his because of his disobedience. The Lord drew his mercy from him and stopped responding to him. So he went through the left hand. Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Samuel 28 and verse 11. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel.
No, go from the beginning. We're looking for.
Are you this guy? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the book of 1 Samuel 28 and verse 7. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on her raiment, and put on other raiment, and he went, and two men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul has done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul.
Right, so because the spirit, the demons revealed to her that was Saul. Okay? Even though he was in disguise. You know? You know what? So he brought up Samuel so he could get some understanding, you know, so he can understand why the Lord is not speaking to him. Okay, which was wicked in itself. He's like, you go see the Lord by through wickedness? Does that make sense? Show you that Saul wasn't all that spiritual and bright. Go ahead.
This is verse 13. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and the Most High has departed from me, and answered me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore have I called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, Wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from me, and is become thine enemy? And the Lord hath done to him as he spake by me. For the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Because thou obeyest not the voice of Yahweh, Bashmi Ahoshai, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day.
Yep, that's it. So he let him know. He let him know. So can those witches on certain levels, can they actually bring people from the spirit world? Yeah, if the Most High wants, allows it, they can do that. Okay? But sometimes they're being deceived. Sometimes, or they're deceiving that person. Because demons could come and act like people too. You know? See somebody walking in, oh, that's my uncle. No, that's not your uncle. Your uncle's in the spiritual realm, man. Okay? But there's power on the left-hand side. But that it always leads to destruction. It always leads to a bitter, bitter road. And it's never worth it. So on the right-hand side, hey, it takes longer, right? But guess what? It's going to lead to glory. You know? And protection. Scriptures speak about it. Look at that. I've never seen the righteous forsaken. Right? So when you follow the Lord, you're not going to be forsaken. You're not going to be brought to a point of destruction.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 25. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
That's it. Okay? So that's the bottom line with that. All right? Anybody have any other precepts? No? You have any precepts?
I'm looking at Balak and Balaam.
As far as well, it's all good. We could close up on that. We made the point dealing with the tribe of Levi. Okay, you are the priest, you know. So follow the law, statutes, the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, to the best of your ability. But first and foremost, you have to believe on Yahushua. You have to learn about Yahushua, believe on Yahushua, and then you do it to the best of your ability. Turn to the Most High through His Son Yahushua. Okay, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and doing what He told you to do. As men, one of the things we're supposed to do is come out there, preach the word. Okay? You know? But the first thing you do, read where Paul said, he said, when they were first coming in, to abstain from meat with blood. Stay from idolatry. Okay? And witchcraft is definitely idolatry. Okay? Catholic Church is idolatry. Christian Church is idolatry. Buddhist is idolatry. So turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and don't let the name of any other God be mentioned in your mouth, man. Lest the Most High destroy you, man. So that, you want to say something?
One more precept.
Go ahead, let's get it.
This is Malachi chapter 2 and 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and he should seek the law at his mouth.
Ooh, hey.
For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
Right, and the priests were the Levites, right? But now we're all priests, so that goes for all the tribes. Okay. The Lord's about to make us all priests. He's about to make us all priests. Okay, so that goes for all the tribes, man. So, Dad, want to give all praise, glory, and honor to you. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKodash. Don't allow us to be apostle elders of great millstone citations. Much love and respect to you brothers out there on the comment board. Shalom. Shalom for coming through. Machaza, I see you, bro. See you. Bakwar, see you, Akim. Shalom.